Just how impressive has BYU been to you this year? Seeing Bear Bachmeier up close and personal, a true freshman, as someone like you, again, an elite quarterback, what impressed you about him? I guess now he's in the brightest of spotlights. I thought that was a signature win last week to come back on the road against Iowa State. I mean, obviously, the great program that BYU is, no offense to you, but facilitates some of this, right? Like, but what is so special about this kid? How is he doing all this?
Well, first of all, he looks like Tim Tebow who can throw the football, right? He's got kind of that bigger linebacker, but he throws the ball very well and much better than Tim Tebow ever did. But there's a lot of the same thing where it's this whole idea of, he's just a winner. He's a kid that finds ways to win football games. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't seem to be affected by any circumstance, whether he's on the road, whether they're down, whether they're winning, and he just finds ways to win football games. He doesn't beat himself. He plays hard, and he in no moment has been too big for him. I mean, I thought, oh man, he'll get in this rivalry game and he'll feel the pressure of this, and something will happen. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to show that he's a freshman, and never at one point has this kid shown, okay, I'm a freshman. I know he's had. We all make mistakes. We all, throw interception, whatever. But the demeanor, the confidence, the way he's performed has just been incredible. I mean, he, winning that game against Utah. I mean, he kind of put it on his shoulders, and and he did it. And the same thing with their win against Iowa State. I mean, just amazingly impressive. And what it is to me, it's talent. And when talent gets on the field, it just shows up, and regardless of experience, and when you have the talent, the moment isn't too big for you, but when you don't, it just always seems like a struggle. You just can't seem to find the ability to do it. And it'll be interesting and fascinating to watch, to see how he grows and matures as he gets older in the program. But to BYU's credit, they started him, and they saw something and they said, we're going with this young kid. And it was a bold move, and it's certainly paid off well for the Cougars.
As someone who, obviously has a huge rivalry with BYU, what are your thoughts about Kalani Sitake? I mean, even last year, it was a team that surprised everyone, right? With Jake Retzlaff. And now here they are again, surprising everyone. Like at some point, it's no longer a surprise. This guy can coach his ass off, and this is a really good football program.
No, I'm just been extremely impressed with Kalani. I think he has one of the tougher coaching jobs in the country. In some regards, it's like coaching at a military school. There are limitations, and the honor code and the expectation for students at BYU is different, and it's not like anywhere in the country. And it's hard to attract players to come to that program. It's even harder when BYU was independent. Like, to me, that would just be the worst place in the world to want to coach. And your schedule's really weird, and you have really good teams, you have really bad teams, and at the end of the all, no one cares. You don't have a conference championship, and he weathered through that, but he also made some tough decisions. I mean, Ty Detmer, who is probably the most revered player in BYU history, Kalani fired him, and I thought that was a tough move, and so Kalani's just done a tremendous job of navigating through these very difficult times. He's made tremendous tough decisions, and I think he's really grown as a coach. But I think the thing that I think that really helps Kalani the most, the BYU job is not for everyone, but it is for him, and he embraces. He's an active member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He played at BYU. He's an alumni. He really understands the value of that, and he's a good human being on top of everything. And he's really at the right place at the right time with the right people around him, and he's not afraid to bring people in. Jay Hill, very popular, could have possibly surpassed him in popularity and some coaches are afraid to do that, afraid to bring someone in who might be better than. I know he has coaches that are former Utah players who coached with him, Gary Anderson, and they've coached together in a lot of situations, and Gary's helping him out. And so he's not afraid to bring people in. He's not afraid to make the tough decision. And he really knows how to sell and bring in the right people that work at BYU, which is just phenomenal. He's done an incredible job.
And Scott, you're doing an incredible job today. This is great. A couple more questions for you because I'm curious about your career because I watched just about all of it. I was actually, I'm look right here, no offense.